Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown and 205 Live results. Mixed Match Challenge, what have you. Birthdays of, this is for March the 6th. Val Venis, born 1971. Mr. Kennedy, 1976. Birthdays on March the 7th. Bruce Prichard, a.k.a. Brother Love. He was born 1963. Major Guns, 1972. Tyler Bate, 1997. Former WCW star Sergeant Craig Pitbull Pittman turned 59 years old. March 8th, birthdays. I'm recording this video on this date. Women's former WWE Women's Champion Melina turned 39 years old, while tag team legend Rick Steiner turned 57, and legendary Nikita Koloff turned 59. NXT superstar Demetrius Bronson is currently out of action with what is said to be a very bad concussion. According to PW Insider, Bronson is former NFL player and was signed in October 2016. The Ultimate Deletion match between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy was filmed at the Hardy compound in North Carolina on Thursday, according to PW Insider. It's possible that the match will air on WWE TV as soon as Monday's Raw. Referee Sean Bennett was sent to be the official referee for the match, but there's no word yet on the other WWE talents being brought in for filming. Jeremy Borash, who has been recently signed with WWE to the network developmental, was at the compound working on the production. Borash played a big part in the original Broken storyline in TNA that Matt was playing, and the matches that were filmed at the compound then. John Cena comments on why he wouldn't mind missing WrestleMania this year. Also rumors with a Rey Mysterio Mania match. It looks like John Cena is continuing his working relationship with Nickelodeon in a big way, as he may have auditioned for the role of the new Blue Clues host, as you can see a picture of that as well. Cena was spotted wearing the look of the original host, Steve. WWE picked up on the possible big gig and announced the following. Cena's going to play Blue's Clues because it's really fun. Okay, we might be getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but here's seeing a photo of 16-time world champion John Cena in an apparent audition to be the human star of Nickelodeon's forthcoming Blue's Clues reboot. We can't help but imagine the possibilities. Again, the photo for you. Clad in the signature green striped shirt and khaki pants of the series' original host, Steve was tweeted by Adweek senior editor Jason Lynch. Blue's Clues, originally launched on Nick Jr. in 1986, took its young viewers on an educational scavenger hunt featuring a live-action host and an animated puppy, Blue. If he got the gig, Cena would be running said scavenger hunts on the new show, but that could prove difficult for the C-Nation leader. He himself can't be seen, after all. Cena will host Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards on Saturday, March 24th at 8 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time on Nickelodeon as well. Cena's WrestleMania 34 plans don't seem to be involved on the SmackDown brand yet. Following this Sunday's Fastlane pay-per-view, Cena is not scheduled for any SmackDown Live tapings. He's not scheduled for tonight's SmackDown Live at the Rich Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin, or the upcoming live events. He's currently slated to appear at our only Raw brand. The last due on Cena's current WWE schedule is the post-WrestleMania episode of Monday Night Raw in New Orleans. Cena was not featured in recent advertising materials for SummerSlam in August on the Survivor Series in November, although he could be appearing at those shows if his schedule opens up during those periods. And I heard a little rumor that he possibly might be wrestling Undertaker at WrestleMania. So therefore, Undertaker used to be all SmackDown. So there you go. Back to SmackDown. Cena's next major movie, Blockers, is scheduled to be released on April 6th, days before WrestleMania 34. He is rumored to be facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which would be the first singles match on a pay-per-view since Taker defeated Cena at the Vintage pay-per-view on July 27th, 2003. Well, here's a Where Are They Now video with Eve Torres, who is now pregnant again. Three-time Diva champion made the announcement with her husband on Tuesday night at the end of the Instagram video titled Creepy Hug Defenses for Every Woman. And just like Torres and her husband, Renier Gracie, are expecting their second child. She gave birth to the first child, a boy named Raven Gracie, on September 28, 2015. September 28, 2015. Rolly Winkler, an IFBB professional bodybuilder and Mr. Olympia competitor, was backstage at Raw in Green Bay, Wisconsin, at the Rick Steiner. On Instagram, he posted these photos, some photos of himself with Braun Strowman, Kane, Sasha Banks, Dana Brooke, Asuka, and Ronda Rousey. And here's a possible spoiler alert. As WWE returns to Baltimore, Maryland on Tuesday, May 8th for the SmackDown Live at Royal Farms Arena. According to an email sent out by WWE, there will be a pre-sale on Ticketmaster.com starting Wednesday, March the 7th, 2018 at 10 a.m., ending through March the 8th, 2018 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with passcode SmackDown. Tickets go on sale to the general public this Friday at 10 a.m. Email advertises a fatal four-way match for the WWE Championship with AJ Styles as champion versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. It looks like one of the tag teams for the for WWE 205 Live Tag Team Division will be Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa. They teamed up on this week's 205 Live episode and defeated Hit Enhancement talents Nemeth Alexander and Scott James. As noted earlier this week, the current plan is to introduce new WWE Cruiserweight Tag Team titles to the division sometime after WrestleMania 34. And here are some video. There's a video from Itami and Tozawa's first match, plus comments from Lince Dorado, who has been teaming with Kalisto and Grand Metalik as of late. Thanks to PW Insider, Impact wrestler Alberto El Patron, who was at WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut last week to shoot interview footage for a future Rey Mysterio project, but he also met with Vince McMahon while he was there. Has been talks with Vince about returning as well, as Vince has been high on him as a character and a performer. Alberto's Impact contract expires next month, but they are hoping to re-sign him. It was announced today that Alberto will be working Triple A's biggest show of the year, August 25th in Mexico City, Triple Mania. WWE Insider reports that Alberto was not signed to a regular contract with AAA, as his Triple Mania deal is for one night only. It's possible that Alberto returns to WWE and is still allowed to work the AAA show. WWE veteran Big Show took to Twitter today and apparently responded to reports on his retirement from UK outlets The Sun and The Mirror. Using quotes from an old interview, the two papers reported that Show was retiring due to his WWE contract expiring. Since that interview, Show has signed a new WWE deal, which expired in February of this year. There's no confirmation on Show signing another WWE this year, but he did reveal in an interview done last month that he definitely plans on being back in the ring by WrestleMania 34. Show has been out of action since last fall and is currently recovering from hip surgery. And here is a tweet from today at Big Show. Haven't gone anywhere. WWE posted this video going into tonight's SmackDown from Green Bay with Mojo Rawley outside of Lambeau Field, reflecting on his career and his time in the NFL's Green Bay Packers. Mojo says he's been left out in the cold since winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 33. He goes on about how he's the best well-rounded athlete WWE has ever had, but he still gets left out in the cold. Mojo says he might have to do something reckless to get back on SmackDown. He might have to make a statement. Dark match before SmackDown in Green Bay saw New Day defeat Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. And for your SmackDown, well, I'll go ahead and I didn't copy and paste it to my notepad, so I'll be reading it from the dirt sheet. 205 Live. I'll go ahead and do a 205 Live. Or Facebook Watch. Tonight's Facebook Watch. Mixed Match Challenge saw Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss taking on Jimmy Uso and Naomi. Who will advance to the semifinals? Find out next. Backstage promo. Strowman says he and Bliss are going all the way in the Mixed Match Challenge. Backstage, Naomi says they are going all the way to the Uso Penitentiary, and they are about to feel the glow. Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss versus Jimmy Uso and Naomi. Get these hands, chant breaks out as Bliss tries to get at Naomi. Strowman snatches up his partner with ease as she swings away. Jimmy decides to go first. Naomi hugs and kisses him with a concerned look on her face. They try to plan as Strowman comes over and obliterates Jimmy. A couple body splashes in the corner. Bliss taunts Jimmy. Strowman goes for a body slam, but Jimmy jumps out of the way and tags in Naomi. That actually can be found right here. Bliss tries to charge at Naomi, but uses her speed to avoid her. Bliss, with a big slap to the face, Naomi ends up doing her own sliding slaps moments later. Jimmy tempts the fate by taunting Strowman for a moment. He thinks better and runs back to his corner. Naomi goes for a pin, 2 count. Bliss trying to find her way out of the match. But Naomi is able to hold her back. Jimmy runs across the ring, knocks Strowman off the apron. 2 super kicks, baseball slide. That actually can be seen there. Naomi with a big kick that sends Bliss down into Strowman's arms. He sets her down. Bliss back up to the apron, looking at Strowman. Naomi bumps her off the apron and she lands on Strowman. She gets up after a few seconds. Jimmy taunts Strowman for acting like he didn't want to catch Bliss as Strowman ran down Jimmy straight into the barricade. Bliss and Naomi still going at it in the match. Bliss getting the best of Naomi, who attempts to tag out. But Jimmy doesn't seem to so excited to get back in the ring. Naomi fights back and hits a jawbreaker followed by a kip up, clothesline, flying forearm, rapid kick drops, Raw women. The rapid kicks drop the women's champion. Raw women's champion. Leg drop, pin, gets a 2 count. That actually can be seen there. Bliss can't tag out, but Strowman finally runs across the ring and drops Jimmy to the floor. Strowman clears the announce table and power slams Jimmy down through the table. Naomi looks over at her fallen partner and Bliss is able to take advantage with a roll-up victory. So Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman advance in the Mixed Match Challenge. After the match, Braun and Alexa celebrate in the ring as Naomi checks on her husband. Next week, Bobby Roode and Charlotte versus Rusev and Lana. Second round. The page still hasn't loaded. I hate this internet connection. Also got some NXT news as well for you coming up after the SmackDown results. Yep, still hasn't loaded. There we go. SmackDown opened up from the Rec Center in Green Bay as Tom Phillips welcomes us. He's joined in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. We go right to the ring. Dasha Fentez has a microphone. She welcomes us to SmackDown and introduces SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Out comes Flair to face off with her WWE Fastlane opponent. Dasha introduces Ruby Riott. Now she comes with her partners, but they stay back. Dasha starts talking to Ruby, but Ruby cuts her off and snatches the mic, dissing Dasha and saying that she will take it from here. Ruby says this all began on November 14, 2017, when Flair became SmackDown Women's Champion. Ruby says Flair has been set up for success all her life. The perfect woman. She's tall, blonde, athletic, and more. She's the daughter of the WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair. Ruby says Flair became the first superstar to win the Divas, Raw, SmackDown, and WWE NXT Women's titles matches when she won back in November. Riott says she watched then as the myth began to form. The myth that Flair is a personification of the women's revolution. Ruby says that is why she formed the Riott Squad in just 2 weeks after Flair's win, with one sole purpose, to destroy the myth. Flair says the only myth that exists about her is that she's been handed anything in her life. Flair says that she's had to work hard, probably harder than others. Because of who she is, she has the weight of the expectation on her shoulders, which is hard to live up to. Flair says if she loses, the consequences are magnified and look bad on her whole family. Flair goes on and says that she has proven by her accomplishments that she transcends any myth about her. Flair says that the reality is that she's standing right here and she's better than what Ruby has heard. Ruby goes on and says whether Flair put herself there or was put there, she's on the pedestal and that is on the line this Sunday. Ruby says that when she takes Flair's crown, she will no longer be the queen and her whole world will crumble. Ruby says Flair will be just another bleached blonde failure with a famous last name. Ruby gives a nod and in comes Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. They all stare down Flair, but the music interrupts. Out comes Flair's mixed match challenge partner, U.S. Champion Bobby Roode. Roode is here to do commentary for tonight's first match, Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. Roode stops any attack by distracting everyone as he does his entrance with his as we go to commercial. Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. Back for the break. Out comes Randy while his Fastlane opponent is on commentary. Greg Hamilton introduces Sunil Singh. Next, Eddie Ali comes to do the introduction for the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal. The bell rings and they lock up, trade holds. Jinder gets some offense in, but they run the ropes and Orton drops him with an elbow. Jinder kicks Orton in the gut and takes control. Orton goes for RKO, but Jinder blocks it. Slides out of the ring. Jinder regroups on the floor as we go back to commercial. Back from the ring, and Jinder has control of the ring. Orton tries to turn around, but Jinder nails a jumping knee for a 2 count. Jinder grounds Orton and works him over as fans chant Orton's name. Jinder shuts Orton down again and keeps him grounded. Orton fights up and out, but Jinder works him over some more. Orton ducks a shot and slams Jinder to the mat. Orton with a pair of clotheslines and a power slam as the fans pop. Jinder goes to the apron, but Orton stops him. Jinder blocks the second rope draping DDT, but Orton nails a fall-away slam for a 2 count. Orton with a chop and an uppercut against the ropes and fan chant for the RKO. Orton with a backbreaker, setting Jinder to the apron for a breather. Jinder goes to the floor and pushes Sin in front of Orton as he approaches. Orton sends Sunil over the announce table, but Jinder attacks him. Orton counters and launches Jinder into Rude on commentary. Rude and Jinder are down. Orton brings Jinder back into the ring and goes for the second rope draping DDT again. Orton nails it this time. Fans pop as Orton waits for the RKO. Waits a long time. Rude comes to the apron, distracts the referee by yelling at Orton. Orton slowly approaches him. Jinder comes from behind and sends Orton into Rude, knocking Rude off the apron. Jinder hits a Koloff on Orton for the pinfall and win. After the match, Jinder celebrated as Rude recovered on the floor. And Orton recovered on the mat. Jinder's music plays as we go to replays. Orton looks on as Jinder celebrates. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are backstage. Sami talks about being ready for the six-pack challenge. Owens is also ready, but reminds him that it is every man for himself. Owens reminds Sami how Sami previously said he would lay down for Owens if the match at Fastlane came down to them two. Sami says yes. Owens can't believe Sami would do that and says it's almost too good to be true, but Sami is a really great guy. Owens goes on about Sami, and Sami says people didn't start noticing all of this until he hooked up with Owens. Sami says his time will come, but Owens is one win away from main eventing WrestleMania 34 and one win away from becoming a Grand Slam champion. Sami says he will be so proud of Owens when that happens. Sami thanks Owens for everything he does and says yes, he will lay down for Owens at Fastlane. Sami laughs and hugs Owens to end the segment. Still to come segment, Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles. Ziggler versus AJ Styles, back to commercial. Back from the break, we get a video from Baron Corbin backstage. Corbin talks about John Cena coming back to SmackDown and says he's grateful because he owes Cena, who cost him his Money in the Bank title shot months ago. Corbin says he is going to turn Cena's WrestleMania dream into a nightmare. Corbin goes on and says Cena won't be able to see him when he's standing over him, pointing up at the WrestleMania 34 banner. The announcers lead us to a video package for the New Day versus the Usos at Fastlane. We go backstage to Dasha Fentez and Shinsuke Nakamura. She asks about WrestleMania 34 match with WWE Champion AJ Styles being up in the air due to the six-pack challenge at Fastlane. Nakamura says he hopes AJ wins on Sunday so he can beat him at WrestleMania with a knee to the Rusev and Aiden English walk up to interrupt that. Rusev says Nakamura may have done permanent damage to Aiden's beautiful voice with what he did last week. They have some words and Rusev issues a challenge for Fastlane. Nakamura accepts and, in his best Rusev Day voice, says when he wins on Sunday, it will be Nakamura Day. Nakamura walks off and Rusev seems to be impressed. Even when the announcer said, that's pretty impressive. Carmella versus Becky Lynch was up next. We go to the ring. Out comes Becky first. Back to commercial. Back for the ring. Then out comes Carmella with her Money in the Bank briefcase. We see what happened last week to set this match up. The bell rings, then they go at it. Becky goes to the top. It's a fan chant for her. Carmella decks her and brings her to the mat with the scissor hold. Carmella screams and mounts Becky with strikes for a 2 count. Carmella yells some more and drags Becky's face across the mat. Carmella with more trash talking and offense on the mat. Becky tries for the disarmer, but it's blocked. Carmella takes back control in the corner. Carmella climbs up and ties Becky up on the ropes with a submission. Referee warns Carmella with starts a 5 count as she uses Becky's hair next. Becky shows off at ringside as we see Naomi watching backstage on the screen. Carmella decks Becky with a big knee, comes back in for a 2 count. Carmella continues to dominate inside the ring and out. Carmella sends Becky into the ring post and brings her back in for a 2 count. Carmella yells at the referee after the count. Carmella ragdolls Becky, and keeps her grounded. Becky finally buys some time by dropping Carmella with a heel kick to the face. They get up and trade shots in the middle of the ring now. Carmella sidesteps and drops Becky with a kick. Carmella covers for a 2 count. As Becky gets her foot on the bottom rope, Carmella shows some frustration now. Becky ducks a shot and nails the exploder suplex. Becky runs into a kick. More back and forth action. They go back to the mat and Becky applies the disarmer for the win. After the match, Becky stands tall as the music hits. Carmella is still screaming in pain from the submission. We go backstage to Naomi watching the match. Natalya walks in clapping. She mocks Becky and says Carmella was battling the flu all week, which is why she lost. Natalya warns Naomi to stay away from Becky because everyone who deals with her gets burned. Naomi knocks Natalya for only having cats as friends. Naomi promises she and Becky versus Carmella and Natalya for Fastlane. Natalya accepts and says she will be challenging the winner of Riot versus Flair. Announcers plug some of the WWE international events that were announced this week. Up next is AJ Styles back to commercial. Back from the ring, out comes WWE Champion AJ Styles, who has something to say. We see how John Cena defeated Styles last week to earn a spot in the Fastlane main event. Fans chant AJ's name as the music stops. AJ says it wasn't long ago when he only cared about one person, but after winning the WWE title the second time, he seemed to wear it a little differently. Styles says he is the WWE champion, but it takes a grind to get here, and he always thinks of the grind that got him here. AJ says 2 years later, and the grind continues, which reminds him of the six-pack challenge at Fastlane. AJ comments on how he can lose the title without even being pinned on Sunday. AJ says the odds are stacked against him again, but he's not going to cry and complain about it not being fair. AJ says he's going to fight because that's who he is. That's what he does. And this is SmackDown, the house that he built. AJ says no matter how hard we train or try, sometimes life gets the best of us, and sometimes we don't win. Styles brings up Cena beating him last week, and fans boo. Styles says Cena pinned him clean in the middle of the ring. AJ gives props to Cena as being world class and says he's not taking anything away from Cena, but Cena is never at a loss of words. AJ shows us a replay of Cena's promo from last night's Raw, where he declared that he will become a 17-time champion at Fastlane. AJ says Cena isn't the only one that needs to win at Fastlane to pave his way to WrestleMania. AJ responds to Cena's idea of AJ getting the rematch against Cena at WrestleMania and says that's not what he wants. And he thinks that that's not what the fans want either. Fans chant no in response. AJ goes on about how he wants his WrestleMania moment to be him taking the WWE title into WrestleMania to defend against the best, Shinsuke Nakamura. AJ says no one would ever thought that match would happen in WWE. So AJ isn't fighting for just himself at Fastlane. He's fighting for us because the match with Nakamura will be nothing short of phenomenal. Music interrupts and out comes Dolph Ziggler with a microphone. Ziggler asks what happened to AJ because he used to be cool. He's changed and is no longer phenomenal, Ziggler says. Now he's just desperate. AJ says this is coming from the man who has been in WWE for 13 years and still hasn't reached his potential. Ziggler says that's coming from the guy who took a decade to walk through the door of the house that Ziggler built. Ziggler says he's a fan of AJ and just came to tell him he will lose at Fastlane. Ziggler says AJ will lose because his head's not in the right place, because he came out and says he's doing this for the people. Ziggler wants to tell AJ about how the fans will stab you in the back, and as soon as you let them down 1 inch, Ziggler says it happened to him. Ziggler goes on about how he was told he'd never be champion, but he knocked down every roadblock put in front of him. He cashed in the Money in the Bank and became World Heavyweight Champion. Ziggler says everyone celebrated the win with him, but there was a catch. They didn't deserve it. Ziggler goes on about how he proves he's the best and says the fact that he hasn't had one singles match at WrestleMania is criminal. Ziggler says the facts don't give a dang about AJ's feelings. Ziggler says AJ can take his WrestleMania dream match and shove it. AJ says Ziggler sure is talking a lot. AJ proposes that they have their match now. They get ready for the match, and AJ calls for a referee. Back to commercial. And the match is up next. Back for the break, we get Bale for this non-title match. Ziggler immediately tries for a super kick, while AJ looks for a Styles Clash. AJ unloads, and Ziggler goes to the floor for a quick breather. Ziggler comes back into the ring, and they go to the mat trading holds. They break, lock up again. After a quick stalemate, Ziggler takes control of the match and rolls AJ up for a 2 count. They face off again and go to lock up, but AJ slams Ziggler on the mat and keeps him grounded. Ziggler continues and nails the drop kick. Ziggler takes AJ to the corner and then back to the mat. Ziggler drops a big elbow to the heart for another pin attempt. AJ fights up from the mat with the elbow to the gut. They run the ropes and AJ connects with a drop kick of his own. Ziggler rolls to the floor for a breather as we get a replay of the drop kick. Referees count. While Ziggler is outside of the ring recovering, AJ launches himself out of the ring and drops Ziggler on the floor with a forearm. AJ stands tall as we go back to commercial. Back for the break. Ziggler is standing tall after knocking AJ from the apron to the floor. Referee counts, but AJ makes it back in before the 10 count, which starts a new 10 count. Ziggler works AJ over and stands tall as some fans boo. Ziggler with more offense in the corner and on the ropes now. AJ fights back as fans try to rally for him, but Ziggler catches him with a back drop for a close 2 count. Ziggler with a forearm of his own and more shots in the corner. AJ fires back with a big right hand. AJ with more strikes, dropping Ziggler with a clothesline. AJ with a running forearm while Ziggler is down. AJ with a splash in the corner. AJ scoops Ziggler on the shoulders, but Ziggler grabs the top rope. Ziggler with a cheap shot to the eyes and a favor for a close 2 count. They get up and trade shots in the middle of the ring. Ziggler kicks a knee out and decks AJ to the head. Styles rolls to the apron, but Ziggler stays on him. Ziggler tries for the suplex. AJ back in the ring, but AJ counters. They trade counters until Ziggler joins AJ on the apron and drops him. Ziggler counterpulls AJ into the ring post. AJ falls to the floor. Ziggler is down on the apron. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Ziggler is in control. Ziggler tries for a Styles Clash, but it's blocked. Styles tries for the calf crusher, but Ziggler blocked it. Nails a zigzag for a 2 count. Match ends when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens hit the ring to attack both competitors. After the bell, Sami and Owens continue beating down AJ and Ziggler, talking trash. AJ and Ziggler finally clear the ring, and they're acting like tag team. Sending Owens and Sami to the floor, the music hits. Out comes SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon to a pop. Shane speaks from the stage and asks if Sami and Owens are trying to take out 2 of their opponents for Sunday. Shane says they must be feeling the competitive spirit, and since they are, they need to turn around and get back in the ring. Shane makes AJ versus Ziggler versus Owens versus Sami versus Baron Corbin in a fatal 5-way right now. Music hits. Out comes Corbin. Owens and Sami aren't happy. Corbin marches the ring, and Sami and Owens are back up to the ringside area. AJ and Ziggler are recovering as we go back to commercial. Fatal 5-way dance. AJ versus Baron versus Dolph versus KO versus Sammy. Back for the ring, we get a non-title main event underway. AJ and Sammy go to the floor. Corbin comes over and sends Sammy into the barrier. Owens was launched into the barrier. Corbin worked over Sammy in the ring in the corner. AJ turned Corbin around, but Corbin dropped him and stopped him. Owens works over Corbin now, but Corbin fights back and drops him. Corbin goes to work on Ziggler next. Corbin keeps control, but Ziggler sends him to the floor by pulling the top rope down. Owens and Sammy send Corbin into the steel ring steps. Sammy returns to the ring and attacks Ziggler while Owens attacks AJ. Owens with a senton to Ziggler for a 2 count as Sammy watches. Sammy stops Corbin from re-entering by kicking through the ropes. Sammy and Owens double team AJ. Owens with a senton to AJ now for a close 2 count while Sammy stands guard. Owens kicks Corbin through the ropes and keeps him out. Corbin comes in and sends Sammy flying. Corbin goes on, but Owens super kicks him. Ziggler takes out Owens. More chaos with everyone in the ring as we go to commercial after AJ drops Sammy with a Pele kick. Back for the break, we get promos from tonight's Mixed Match Challenge teams. Back to the ring, we get a big 5-man powerbomb move from the corner, which I was predicting that in the match. All 5 superstars are down. I'll be predicting it in the actual pay-per-view match. 6-pack challenge. Instead of 5, you might get 6. AJ and Owens rolls out to the floor. Sammy, Corbin, and Ziggler go at it now. Ziggler with a corner splash for each man. Sammy moves but runs into a boot from Corbin. Ziggler collides with Corbin, and Corbin goes to the floor. Sammy with a blue thunderbomb on Ziggler, but AJ runs in to break up the pin attempt. Sammy tosses AJ over the top to the floor. Sammy gets sent to the floor by Ziggler. Owens with a big German suplex on Ziggler. Owens goes to the corner, goes for the corner cannonball, but Corbin tries to interfere. He hits the ring post instead. Owens hits the cannonball on Ziggler, and then a KO bomb for a close 2 count as AJ broke up to that. AJ then gets tossed out. More back and forth now. Ziggler with zigzag on Corbin. Sammy goes for Ziggler, but Ziggler super kicks him for a pin attempt. AJ breaks that pinfall as well. Corbin beats down on AJ. Corbin tosses AJ out, but he hangs on and tries to springboard up, but Corbin knocks him out of midair. Corbin ends up flooring Sammy with a big clothesline. Ziggler attacks Corbin, but Corbin hits him with a choke slam backbreaker combo. Corbin with a deep kick to Owens. Corbin covers Owens for the pin, but AJ breaks that up. Fan chant for AJ while he looked to be the first one to his feet in the ring. Corbin grabs AJ first, but AJ nails a big kick. AJ sends Corbin out to the floor. Ziggler comes from behind. AJ catches him and drops him with a kick. Sammy with a running shot to AJ in the corner. AJ takes Sammy out with a big reverse DDT. We get a replay of the DDT while both guys are down. AJ looks to springboard in, but has to hit Corbin with a sliding knee from the apron first. Ziggler got sent to the floor by AJ. Owens and Sammy attack, sending AJ to the floor. Sammy turns and nails a haluva kick to Owens as the fans go wild. Sammy covers Owens for the win. Winner of the match, Sami Zayn. After the match, Sammy sits on his knees as his music plays. Owens is down right next to him. We see AJ, Corbin, and Ziggler recovering on the floor. We go to replays, and the announcers hype the Fastlane main event. Sammy makes his exit as the others look on. Owens can't believe it. We get another replay of how Sammy turned on Owens. Sammy looks up at WrestleMania 34 sign as he stops on the stage. Dasha Fentez comes out and asks Sammy why he hit Owens. Sammy says, why? Why? How about this? He is the best WWE has. He has been without a doubt most underlooked performer. No one else comes close to him. Sammy tells Dasha not to ask him stupid questions. Sammy says tonight was not about the WWE title. It was about who is the best, and Sammy proved that he is. SmackDown goes off the air at that point. All right. This is a video of NXT superstar Buddy Murphy weighing in with the WWE 205 Live General Manager Jake Maverick before the Cruiserweight title match with Mustafa Ali. Murphy weighs in at 197 pounds. As noted, tonight's show will also feature Drew Gulak versus Mark Andrews in a tournament match, which will be found at this link for you. NXT superstar Buddy Murphy tweeted the following after losing to Mustafa Ali in the Cruiserweight title tournament match on last night's 205 Live episode. This week's show also saw Drew Gulak defeat Man Juice to advance. Next week's quarterfinal match will be Roger Stone versus Cedric Alexander and Ali versus Gulak. The winners of those matches will face off in the finals at WrestleMania 34, with the winner capturing the vacant WWE Cruiserweight title, which Man Juice and Gulak action can be found in this link. Ali versus Murphy on Twitter is at WWE Murphy _Murphy is in shock at Mustafa Ali. WWE is in euphoria with a quick roll up. Mustafa picks up the win. Action can be found right there. Hashtag 205 Live. No excuses at Mustafa Ali. WWE is a man that can't be broken. He created a weakness and capitalized. Hats off. Hashtag 205 Live. As seen on this week's SmackDown from the Rick Steiner in Green Bay, a man slipped and fell in the snow during an outside shot of the arena. WWE posted a video and revealed that the man was WWE cameraman Jim Grogan. Can be found in that link. Dark match main event after 205 Live in Green Bay saw Shinsuke Nakamura defeat Rusev by disqualification. There was a pre-match segment that saw Nakamura sing to Rusev and Aiden English, which received a big pop for like he did earlier on SmackDown. There were also loud "We Want Lana" chants during the match. Rusev pointed to the back where Lana was, and the chants got louder. But he then took a mic and announced that all we were getting is Rusev Day. Nakamura ended up getting the disqualification win due to interference from English. The segment ended with Nakamura hitting a Kinshasa on English and then pinning him as the crowd counted. As noted, Nakamura versus Rusev has been announced for Sunday's Fastlane pay-per-view after Rusev issued a challenge to Nakamura on SmackDown. And that concludes my 205 Live Mixed Match Challenge and SmackDown results. Thanks again. Peace out. See you when I'm here. You don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.